During World War II, German missile technology represented one of the most advanced and ambitious weapons development programs of the conflict, laying the groundwork for modern rocketry and missile warfare. The most well-known and significant achievement was the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range, guided ballistic missile. Developed by Wernher von Braun and his team at the Peenemünde Army Research Center, the V-2 was a revolutionary weapon, standing about 14 meters tall, weighing nearly 13 tons, and powered by a liquid-fueled rocket engine that allowed it to reach speeds of over 5,700 kilometers per hour. It was capable of striking targets over 300 kilometers away, and its supersonic speed made it impossible to intercept once launched. Unlike conventional bombs, which could be detected by radar and countered with anti-aircraft defenses, the V-2 followed a parabolic trajectory, reaching the edge of space before descending onto its target at speeds so great that it was nearly impossible to hear before impact. The first combat use of the V-2 occurred in September 1944, when it was launched against Paris and later London and Antwerp, causing significant destruction. However, while technologically impressive, the V-2 was strategically inefficient due to its high production cost, limited payload, and lack of accuracy. It often missed its intended targets by several kilometers. Alongside the V-2, the Germans also developed the V-1 flying bomb, an early form of cruise missile. Powered by a simple pulsejet engine, the V-1 was much cheaper and easier to produce than the V-2, with a range of approximately 250 kilometers and a speed of around 640 kilometers per hour. It was launched from ramps or dropped from bombers and relied on a primitive autopilot system to navigate to its target. Unlike the V-2, the V-1 could be intercepted by Allied aircraft, anti-aircraft guns, and even daring pilots who developed techniques to tip its wings mid-flight, causing it to crash. Despite this, thousands of V-1s were launched against London and other Allied targets, creating widespread destruction and psychological terror. The Germans attempted to develop advanced versions with greater range and improved guidance, but these never reached full operational deployment before the war ended. Beyond the V-weapons, German engineers pursued numerous missile projects, many of which were years ahead of their time. One of the most significant was the Wasserfall surface-to-air missile, a scaled-down, guided version of the V-2 designed to intercept Allied bombers. It was equipped with a radio-controlled guidance system and had an explosive warhead designed to detonate near enemy aircraft, but it never saw combat due to development delays and Germany's worsening war situation. Another advanced weapon was the Rüstel X-4, an air-to-air missile intended for use by fighter planes against Allied bombers. It was guided by a wire control system, requiring the pilot to manually steer the missile toward its target. While promising, this missile also failed to enter full production. German missile technology extended into anti-ship warfare as well, with the development of the Fritz X and HS-293 guided bombs. The Fritz X was a radio-controlled, armor-piercing bomb designed to be dropped from high-altitude bombers onto heavily armored warships. It achieved notable successes, including the sinking of the Italian battleship Roma in 1943. The HS-293, on the other hand, was essentially a rocket-boosted glide bomb designed to be used against less heavily armored ships, guided remotely by a bombardier. Both weapons were early examples of precision-guided munitions, foreshadowing modern smart bombs and air-launched missiles. Despite the technological brilliance of these projects, Germany's missile program faced severe limitations. The immense cost and complexity of producing these weapons drained resources from other critical war efforts, and Allied bombing campaigns frequently disrupted research and production facilities, especially after the bombing of Peenemünde in August 1943. Moreover, logistical difficulties, shortages of critical materials, and the increasingly desperate war situation made large-scale deployment impossible. Many of these weapons remained in experimental stages or were deployed in numbers too small to have a decisive impact on the war. As the conflict drew to a close, the Allies recognized the significance of Germany's missile technology and sought to acquire as much of it as possible. The United States initiated Operation Paperclip, a secret program to recruit German scientists, including Wernher von Braun and his team, who would later play a crucial role in the development of American ballistic missiles and the NASA space program. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union also captured German engineers and facilities, leading to the development of their own missile and space programs, including the R-7 rocket, which eventually launched Sputnik in 1957. In the end, while German missile technology did not change the outcome of World War II, it profoundly influenced the post-war world, shaping the Cold War arms race, intercontinental ballistic missile development, and the space race that followed.